Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Mumi Odumbaku. If you are not a subscriber, thank you and welcome back again. I really appreciate. And if you are just joining us, don't forget to click the notification bell, subscribe, like, comment and share. So in today's class, we are going to be learning how to draft a basic pant. So to draft your basic pants, you need the following measurements: your waist circumference, your hip circumference, your waist to hip measurement, your waist to knee, your waist to ankle, your round knee measurement, your round ankle measurement, your thigh, then your waist to ankle or your waist to trouser length as you desire. Okay, so now you can see that this is one line. It's just imagine. So I have 2.5 inches margin from here to here. I did the same thing on the side. Can you see it? So this line you are looking at here, this one is my waist to knee line. Then from here is my waist to ankle measurement. Okay, so that is all the required measurement you'll be needing for this class. So now next thing we are going to do now is to divide our hip circumference divided by 4. So the hip circumference I'm working with divided by 4 is 11.5 inches. So I'm going to be using it to form a box like so. Just be looking at me the way I'm going to do it. So 11.5 on this straight line here. You come to this line, you mark 11.5 on this waistline. Then you come here, you mark your 11.5. Then you try to measure, maybe it's the same. So this is our 11.5 here. Then you try to measure it again, make sure it tallies. So that is it. So I'm going to use that one to form a box. I'm going to use it to form a box. I'm going to use it to form a box, a square box. Can you see? So that's what we want to achieve. So this is our waistline here, and this is our thigh line. This is our crotch line. So I'm going to mark my waist to hip measurements. I'll mark it here from your thigh line, or you can mark from here down. You understand? You can mark it from your waist to your hip line. Okay. So after marking, I'm going to draw a straight line. Just mark from your waist to your hip line. I'm going to mark, that's it. So this is our hip line now. This is our waistline, hip line, our thigh line, our knee line, and our ankle. So the next thing we are going to do now is to get our crotch extension. So to get your crotch extension, you will divide your hip circumference by 20. So the circumference I'm working with is 42 divided by 20. I have 2.2. So I'm going to mark it here and draw a straight line to connect it. Can you see? So let me bring it closer. I'm going to draw a straight line, our crotch extension. So after that, then I will come to my hip line here and mark 0.25 inches away from my hip line here. You see, this is my hip line. This is my hip line here. Can you see it? So that's my hip line. So I'm going to mark 0.25 inches away like so. After marking, I will use my curve ruler to connect the 3 dots. You know, we have 3 dots now. And this is one here, our crotch extension. This one that we extend from here. Then we are going to connect it to this straight line, to our crotch line like so. That is it. So that is how to do that. So after that, I'm going to be adding band to this. I'm going to be adding let me mark my waist circumference. So the waist circumference I'm working with is 9.5. It's 38 divided by 4. I have 9.5. So you mark from here. You mark your 9.5 from here. 9.5 from here. After marking, you add 1 inch dart to it. But I'm going to be putting an elastic there, so I'm not going to be using the dart. I will leave the this thing the way it is. Sorry. I'm going to be adding elastic band to this. So I'm not going to be using this line. I'm going to use this one here. So what we are going to do now, after marking our 10.5, our waist circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch dart, we are going to come here, divide our measurement into two equal halves. Then we will mark. Then we are going to open up our dart on both sides by ½ inch. You draw a straight line. This is the dart leg. Then you measure from here to here is 5.5 inches. So you are going to connect your dart like so. Sorry. I'm going to connect the dart like so. You connect the other one too. That is it. That's our dart. But I'm not going to be using this dart. I'm going to leave my trouser, our first measurement, because I'm going to be adding elastic to it. So then the next thing we are going to do now, but if you want to use band for this is how it's going to be. So you just pick in your dart, then you fix your band. So the next thing we are going to do now is to get our crease line. So to get our crease line, you will come to your tie line here. Measure whatever you have, divide it into 2 equal halves, then you mark. Then you come to your nail line. Come to your nail line here, mark the same thing. Then you will mark the same thing on your trouser length, like so. Then I'm going to connect all the lines together. I'm going to connect them together. That's our crease line. That's our crease line. That is our crease line. We've gotten our crease line like that. So the next thing we are going to be doing now, because this is a basic trouser, I'm going to divide my round knee measurement into 2. So the round knee measurement I'm working with is 18 inches divided by that's 9.5. So I'm going to be distributing my 9.5 in each box, like so. So 18 inches divided by 2, I have 9 inches. So 9 inches divided by 2, I have 4.5 on both sides. 4.5 here. Then 4.5 on this side, making 9 inches like that. If you measure it, we have 9 inches. Then you will come to your trouser length. You mark the same thing. You mark your 4.5. Mark your 4.5. Then you do the same thing here. Mark your 4.5 here. Then you are going to connect all the markings. So from here from my ankle straight to my nail, like that. Then you do the same thing on the other side. From my ankle straight to my nail, like that. Let me say it. So then you are going to connect straight up here. From here, just connect like so. Then you do the same thing here. Do the same thing here. So that's our basic trouser. So that is it. So this is the front. This is the front here. This is the front pattern. So we are done with the front pattern. This is the front pattern. Let me show you. So this is the front pattern. The next thing we are going to do now is to draw our back pattern. I'm going to be drawing the same thing, the two patterns on one sheet. So later on, I'm going to transfer the other one on another sheet. Then we will continue from there. So now we are going to start to draw our back pattern. So to draw our back pattern, you know, we divided our, before then, from this line, this crotch line, you go inward by 1 inch. You go inward by 1 inch. Then you come to the waistline here. You go inward by 2 inches. You go inward by 2 inches. Then you come up here. You mark 2 inches as well. You mark 2 inches. You mark your 2 inches here. So these are our 2 inches upward. Then you mark 2 inches inward from our waistline. From our waistline here, you go up by 2 inches. From our waistline here, you go inward by 2 inches. From our crotch line here, you go inward by 1 inch. Then you connect the lines. You're going to connect the lines. You connect the lines. You connect the dots, the markings rather. Can you see that? So that is it. So we have connected them. So after that, at this side, at the outer seam here, you go up by ½ inch for the front. At the side here, go up by ½ inch. Can you see that? So then we are going to mark, you know, this is our crotch line for the back now. This line here is our crotch line for the back. So you are going to measure our waist circumference divided by 4. You know, we use our we use our hip circumference divided by 4. We use our hip circumference divided by 4, which is 11 inches. We'll mark it from here to here first. Mark it from here because I'm going to be using elastic band. That's why I'm trying to repeat that one. If not, I'll just mark my waist circumference divided by 4. I will add 1 inch, 1 inch dart to it. But I'm going to be using it the way it is. So because I'm going to be adding elastic to it. So that is why I'm marking 11.5 here. If you are going to be adding band to it, you are going to be marking your waist circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch dart. That's what you are going to do. But because I'm using elastic band, so I'm using everything. So on this line here, after marking this, let me show you. After marking your hip circumference divided by 4, which is 11.5, I've marked it here. Then I'm going to come up by ½ inch like I did for the front. ½ inch like I did for the front. Then you draw a straight line. I'm going to connect it straight to this one, these 2 inches that we came up with. That is it. So that is it. So after that, for the front, in order for your front, to avoid your trouser from packing at the front, you come down by 1 inch. From your waistline here, come down by 1 inch, connect it straight to the side. Can you see? I don't need the dart. I keep repeating that. I don't need this dart. I'm going to be using the whole thing. So after that, the next thing we are going to do now is to come to our crotch line here. You know we extended the front, then we are going to extend the back too. Use 2 colored pen for this pattern so that you won't mix it up, or you label it. This is my front, this is my back crotch line, the front, the back. Then you write back at the top here, front waistline. Then on this line here, you write front. When we draw the other one, you are going to write back there. So this one too, front. It's either you label it or you use two different pens for it. So now, you know, we divided our crotch extension for the front by 20. So for the back, we are going to be dividing it by 10. Take note, front 20, back 10. So what I'm working with is 44 divided by 44 divided by 10, I have 4.4. So I'm going to come here and mark my 4.4. So after marking, I will do the same thing I did for the front. I will mark 0.25 away from my crotch line here. 0.5 inches away from my crotch line here. Then I'm going to connect it. I'll connect it. I'm going to connect it like so. I'll make sure it touches each other like so. Then you bring it straight to, can you see? So that's how we are going to connect that to our crotch extension. So this is it here. So after that, after connecting it, we are going to measure our hip circumference divided by 4 from this point here. You know we have 11.5 inches. I'm going to mark it here. You mark it there. Then you come to this side, measure whatever is left. Here I have 1.5. I'm going to place it here too. Then you connect it. You connect it straight up. So that is it. That's how to connect that. Then you will come to the side. You have input half inch here, half inch here, half inch here, half inch here. Then you connect them. So I've marked my half inch round, half inch here, half inch here, half inch here, half inch on this side too. You mark half inch from here, half inch from there, half inch. Then you will connect them straight. I've connected them. I've connected this one too. So you connect it straight up. And you're going to connect this one too. So that is it. So we have our back and front pattern together. So I've tried to label it so that I won't mix them up. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to use my tracing wheel. See tracing wheel here. If you don't know tracing wheel, this is it. I'm going to use it to trace out. It's either I trace the back or I trace the front. You can even trace the two out. So you trace the back and you trace the front. That is why I said you should use two different pens so that you won't mix them up. So you trace the back out, you trace the front out, then you place it on your pattern paper. You place it on your fabric, then you cut. So I will show you when I'm done with the tracing and place it on my paper, on my fabric.